Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I am here today to share with you another Make It Monday tutorial. Today, I'm going to share with you how to make this faux linen. This, I don't know if you, hopefully you can see it in the camera, but there's a piece of tissue paper that has been crinkled up, and it gives it a faux linen background look. And that is what I'm going to share with you how to create today. So what you're going to need is some tissue paper, and your tissue paper does matter. So you need to have kind of a thinner white paper. If you get the generic recycled tissue, it doesn't work as good because it's a little bit gray. So make sure your paper, tissue paper is white. And then what I did on this one is I stamped the sunflower in crushed curry on top of the tissue paper, and I stamped this one that's muted on top of the cardstock. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that with this set. I stamped on the tissue paper itself the fern and the flower, and then I stamped another fern on the cardstock itself. And so when we do that, it's going to be muted. So after you get it stamped, make sure it dries completely. And then what you want to do is you want to crush up your paper, and you want to kind of roll it into a ball, and then just kind of be real gentle when you pull it apart so that it doesn't rip, because it is tissue paper. And then you just keep kind of crumpling it so that it gets that look of crumpled up tissue paper. And it's important to stamp first before you crumple so you get a good image. And again, you can just kind of roll it around, do it as wrinkly as you want. And then you're not going to pull all those wrinkles out, so you don't want to smooth them out. You're just going to open that up. And then you're going to just kind of pat it down to be so that it has a little linen look. So the next thing you're going to need is your liquid glue. And you cannot really use snail for this because you need that liquid glue. And then you're just going to put it all over your cardstock. And you want to kind of be careful, right, where you're putting the glue around your stamped image so it doesn't bleed. But you're just going to put that liquid glue all around there. And then you're just going to take your tissue paper, and you're just going to pat it down just like that. And you want it to stick, but you don't want those crinkles to come out. You can pull it off if you want, if you don't have enough glue down, but just be very careful when you do that. So after you get it all on here and it's all glued up, then you're going to want to take your paper snips, and you want to come in and just trim off those edges to give you a smooth look. And you're just going to, it's easier if you put it, for me, if I put it at the back. And you do want to make sure that you have glue all on the edges so they don't peel up. So you just trim that away. And then you have your faux linen. I hope you can see that because it's really pretty. And then you're just going to mount that to whatever card base you want to do. And this one I did with the black, but you could do the very same thing, and you could change out your colors that you wanted. But that's the technique, my friends, with the tissue paper. Now let me share another one that I created with just doing a background tissue paper. And here's the card. This is just the background itself. And then I thought I would bring in just a little thanks. You could do a cutout of the thanks, or you could stamp something and put a more delicate greeting on. But again, this is the faux linen background in a different color. So I use Polished Pink and Gorgeous Grape on this. And this is a Fresh Freesia cardstock. Now, all the measurements and supplies that I'm using today will be on my blog at blessedbycards.com. But this one with the background is a little more messy. and it needs time to dry. So I did it ahead of time. And how you're going to want to do that is you're going to want to get your acrylic block, and you want to put whatever colors you want, just stamp right on there with the ink pad. And then you want to spritz it with water so that it's all wet. And then you want this to soak up the water. And this is going to be so wet and you're going to be messy. So you can use gloves, or you can just use your hands, but you're going to have to clean before you put your card together. So then you crumple it up, and you have to be very careful because it's going to be saturated wet. And when you undo it, you just let it dry completely, and this is what you get. Now, these colors were the Gorgeous Grape, and yes, this is the pink as well. I just did a little darker version. This one, I used the Highland Heather and the polished pink. So you can tell the difference from the darker. This is Gorgeous Grape and this is Highland Heather. But both of the pinks are polished pink. And again, I just let this dry ahead of time. And so what you're going to do then is you're going to do the same thing. You're going to get this all over glue. You're going to put glue on your cardstock. And then you're going to glue this all down just like I did. And then you're going to cut off the edges to make it appear as a background. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your tissue paper is larger than where you want it to be, so that you don't have to worry about covering it completely. So if you see, my tissue paper is bigger than my cardstock. So let's just go ahead and do this one. We'll put some glue, and you want to put the glue along the edge here, and you do kind of want to get it all over. And you can use a sponge to get it more smooth if you want, or you can use your finger, whatever you want to do, or you can just leave it just like that, because it's just going to go straight down. And again, just pat it, because you do want it to glue, but you don't want those wrinkles to go away. And there you are going to have, I'm getting glue all over my surface, but then you're going to have that all glued down. And make sure your edges are down. That's why it's important to put that glue all the way to the edge. And for me, it's easier to do it larger, so that again, I can just take my paper snips and just come in here and cut off the excess. And that's going to give you a nice finished look on this side. If you want to, you can glue it down even more secure, and you can use the paper trimmer to cut off, but the paper snips work for me. It's whatever you want to do. But just make sure that you have that glue on all edges, so that when you do the cutting, it's adhered all the way. And I'm rushing because of the video, but you'll take your time and you'll cut a little more straight. But you'll see that now the edges are coming together. And then we'll put this one. I don't think I got enough glue right on the edge on this one, so you'll see what I'm talking about. See, there's a little bit there that doesn't have enough glue. And so that's what you want, to make sure that those are down and secured. So before I put this on my card, I would either try to glue that little bit right there, put just a little bit more glue right there, and secure it down, or I would cut this down even smaller and for my card base. So that's basically it. That is the faux linen technique. And then you would just go ahead and you could mount that on your card. I just chose this black, but you can see how I rushed a little bit, and I need to make that a little prettier. So I would probably go trim this down just a little smaller, and then I would pick a coordinating cardstock, maybe the Highland Heather, which I have right here, and I'll just put this on, and I'm just going to lay it on here because I am going to trim that down to make it a little smaller, so you'll see it trimmed down in the sample that I post on my blog at blessedbycards.com. And then I would just, again, bring in whatever greeting you want to have on there, and then your card would be complete. But that is how you get that faux linen look. And as you can see, it's kind of wrinkly. And there are some white spaces, which if that's what you're going for, great. If you want a darker one, that's fine too. And then again, on this sample, let's bring this one back in. And that is the one that I just did the plain. And here's the one that we did just stamping and adhering. So that's it. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos. And until next time, be blessed.